Okay, so in this video we're going to take a look at the other muscle type for cat. So if we go to create, you can see that there's just a general cat muscle which creates a flat muscle plane. So we'll just get rid of this guy and go into, say, the top view and just drag out a quick cat muscle. So what you can see here is this actually gives us a little muscular plane with a lot of the different controllers that the cat muscle strand has as well. Basically, you have these kind of corners where you can drag your plane from. We'll just turn on edge faces so we can see how this is laid out. And then you have almost like Bezier handles again to adjust how that plane is deformed. So quickly we'll just make a couple of muscles for this cat rig. We'll go into the front viewport and just kind of make a quick muscle for the chest here. I'll drag out a cat muscle and then just kind of move it into place. If you grab any major piece of the cat muscle, you'll be able to select the entire thing and move it. And you can see that this is basically a 2 by 3 type of system here. So if I grab all these, you see we're kind of 2 across. You can change how many planes or pieces you have here by going into the Modify panel and adjusting the U and the V segments. I'll just set this to 3 by 3 for right now. And now we want to deform this. So this, as opposed to the strand, is much more geared towards like a large mass of muscle, something like the chest, the shoulder, or a lat, or something like that, that you can kind of sculpt in a planar way. So we're just going to move these pieces into place slightly so that they kind of fit with how the chest might be, and this would kind of move up like so because it attaches like that. And we'll go ahead and adjust these Bezier handles so that the deformation of this is a little bit more realistic. So it would kind of come out in a round shape or form like so. And we can take both of these and move them out. So it's really similar to what you might be familiar with in adjusting a patch grid. So we could take this little Bezier handle and push it out like so. Okay. And these guys are pretty good here in the middle, but as we know, the chest muscle would bulge out slightly. So we'll kind of bulge those out there, as well as maybe on the bottom would kind of come out like so. Okay, so one more thing, we'll just add a little bit of curvature through the center. And that's basically how you go about adjusting the plane so it fits the muscle structure of whatever it is you're trying to emulate. You can interactively at any time adjust the number of segments that you have to more reasonably fit the detail level that you're working with, and you can ask it to hide the handles as well once you start rigging your character and doing the skinning, where you might not want to see all those handles kind of happening there. I think I might just take this one and bulge it out a little bit more here at the top. Okay, so the next thing will be just attaching this to your rig, and in a similar way that we did this to our muscle strand, you're just going to select the corner piece, which really controls the entire piece, and link that to whatever it is that you wish. So we'll grab this and link it to the clavicle. This bottom one will link to that arm, and these two will link either there or maybe to this spine, or we can link both of them up to the chest if we wanted to. Okay, so now we can just kind of take a look at how this muscle sheet deforms when we go back and forth. So might just animate this, rotate some of these pieces here, so you can get a feeling of how your muscle mass will kind of work and or deform. And that's basically it. Let's add one more muscle quickly so that we get the hang of this a little bit more. Just go into the top view again and drag out another muscle that might fit where we would have the shoulder for the character. So this is a common area in rigging where you have problems and you might want to have a little bit more adjustment. So we're just going to kind of position these in a way that might fit a character's shoulder and adjust the Bezier handles in that same manner. Just kind of move these down and into place. Of course, having a skin here to kind of match this up with would be a good idea. The shoulder would probably be a little bit smaller at the point where it hits the arm, and we'll move this up. So you can see they're really pretty fairly easy to adjust, especially if you're used to using Beziers and splines and patch surfaces. And I might just give this a little bit more resolution so that it's easier to kind of see how the muscle will deform for the character. And move that up slightly. Same with this one on this side. Maybe towards the back we're going to have a little bit more like that. And we can maybe move this one in. Actually, like so. So when we're happy with this sheet of muscle and how it's looking there, we'll just go and attach these little end nodes to the pieces we feel like would be most representative of the bones that would control that muscle. And then the thing that I like about it is you can kind of interactively go in and say, okay, well, you know, maybe this isn't deforming the way that I would want it to, so, you know, I'll take one of these guys and just kind of move it out slightly so that I get what I consider a better deformation or what have you in that piece. So that's it for the basics of setting up these planar muscles using CAT. Again, you can do this for any sort of rig that you want, and it's a pretty versatile and easy to use tool.